It is 8 p.m. and here are our top stories. A busy holiday weekend for the Mile High.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Juneteenth is actually kicking off.
Thousands will take to the streets to honor the end of slavery in America.
We want everybody to understand and know what Juneteenth means.
Plus, preparing to cheer on the Avalanche in Game 2.
What we have going here, our area, is unbelievable.
But it's going to be a hot one. We have the plans to help you beat the heat.
We have water stations here, misting stations here.
Then a hike in Jefferson County turns violent when a couple is held at gunpoint.
As they passed him, he immediately pulled a gun.
New details showing the couple's connection to the suspect. And a sigh of relief for many parents, the FDA signs off on vaccines for the nation's youngest kids.
We know that many parents, caregivers, and clinicians have been anxiously awaiting today's authorizations.
We got a lot of celebration planned in downtown Denver this weekend. Juneteenth celebrations begin tomorrow before Father's Day on Sunday. We also got Lord Stanley Praise Thy Name tomorrow with Game 2 for the Avs at Ball Arena. Not to mention the Rockies are also playing the Padres at Coors Field. And all the while, the temperature will be sitting above 90 degrees. Good evening and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Danny New. Let's start with that heat since it's impacting all of our weekends. What's up with that? Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson joins us now. Stacey, could we get a little rain to cool things down a bit? What do you say?
It looks like we will see some rain moving through for Saturday and Sunday. Today, though, we had just the heat. 99 degrees, our official afternoon high today. The heat advisory is still in effect for the Front Range and the Eastern Plains for those temperatures around 100 this afternoon, but it's still warm out there tonight, which is why it's still in effect. Observed highs today, 90s and triple digits here for the Front Range and the Eastern Plains. Now, it won't be quite as warm tomorrow, mostly because we have this moisture coming in from the south. This is monsoon moisture, a little bit early for this time of year, but we're at least going to enjoy some of that wet weather moving in and some cooler air as well, slightly, but at least we won't be around 100 for our afternoon high tomorrow. Scatter showers right now off to our west into the foothills. I think most of these will stay off to our west into the higher elevations and to our south, especially down into southwestern Colorado. Just light to moderate rainfall at this point. So tonight in Denver, we'll have temperatures on the mild side. We'll be in the 80s through 9 o'clock and then into the 70s after that. So it'll be another mild evening in store. But coming up, I'll have forecasts for all those things you just mentioned that are taking place this weekend. And we'll talk more about that rainfall coming up.
Thank you very much, Stacey. And the annual Juneteenth Music Festival returns to Denver's Five Points neighborhood tomorrow. Air Tracker 7 actually flew over Welton Street today to get a look at the setup. This will be the first festival in Denver since Juneteenth became a state holiday in Colorado. And today, Denver 7's Rob Harris talked to the organizers of the Juneteenth Parade and Festival in 5 Points today. Rob, I would imagine they've been very busy.
Yeah, Danny, you could say that again. I mean, they've got to coordinate a parade, a music festival, hundreds of vendors coming out, plus they're expecting tens of thousands of people to come out and enjoy all of this. So Juneteenth is officially on Sunday. It's June 19th. But having said that, the festivities are happening all weekend. There will be a lot of sounds in the 5 Point neighborhood between the music and the celebration. But the usual sounds of the RTD-L line will not be among them. Riders Friday were greeted by this sign, telling them the trains will not be running this weekend.
It's pretty exciting. Juneteenth is actually kicking off. The celebration stretches from 24th Street on Welton all the way down to 29th Street, and it's packed full from one inch to the next.
Organizers of the Juneteenth Music Festival and Parade are expecting more than 50,000 people to come out to celebrate this weekend, with more than 200 vendors setting up shop too. For crowd control and security, Welton's being closed off to cars in 5 Points, and people attending will have to go through security checkpoints for access.
We want everyone that comes to get home safely, so we are there are security gates in which you have to go through clearance to get through and doing bag checks, but we look to get folks in as quickly as possible so it's not too much of a disruption to their day.
Crowd control is a good challenge to have in many ways.
We want everybody to understand and know what Juneteenth means.
Jim Walker, aka Dr. Daddio, will be Grand Marshal of the Juneteenth Parade this weekend, and he remembers the time when the holiday was not recognized and celebrated by all.
Now that it has become a national situation, national holiday, we wanted to be strong supported, and we wanted to grow and continue to never to die.
So I reached out to Denver police today. They say they're not aware of any threats to this event or anything going on in Denver, be that the Stanley Cup final or the Rockies game or Father's Day festivities. But having said that, they want everyone to be obviously alert and have their eyes open. And if you see anything that seems suspicious, call them immediately. Danny.
Thank you, Rob. We appreciate that. And Denver 7 is a proud sponsor of the Juneteenth Festival, so we will have a booth out there tomorrow. Please come out and say hi. And also the lovely, the talented Micah Smith will be emceeing the Juneteenth Music Festival, so now you gotta be there. Can't miss Micah. And now, taking a live look over Ball Arena, which will probably look different tomorrow when it's very packed for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Thankfully, organizers of the watch party at Tivoli Quad at the Auraria campus said that they are taking plenty of precautions to make sure that fans stay hydrated and do not overheat.
We have water stations here, misting stations here, and medical care for everyone. We just encourage everybody to wear sunscreen, a hat, preferably an Avs hat, and drink lots of water.
And the Avs team store was packed today because, you know, you got to get your official cup merch. And here's another watch party option for you guys for the away games next Monday, so this coming Monday, and then Wednesday after that, the team is once again opening Ball Arena for a big watch party, and this time tickets will be $20.
And the fans get it. It's similar to what we've seen in other buildings around the league with the finals. That money goes to Kroenke Sports Charities.
All of it?
All of it goes to that, to Kroenke Sports Charities. And remember, the Auraria campus is still open, so you've got choices. But what we've tried to do is find as many ways as possible for As Faithful to connect to the brand.
And if you're not making it to the game or a watch party, good news. We've got you covered right here on Denver 7. Please come check it out on our air. And we will have pregame coverage starting at 5:30 ahead of ABC's coverage at 6 p.m. Our postgame show will begin right after the game. And I'll also be at Ball Arena tomorrow at 7 a.m. if you want to wake up with me and get ready for the game as soon as you wake. Come hang out with me on the air. Well, a husband and wife hiking near Bear Creek Lake Park in Jefferson County were rescued today after deputies say a man tried to kidnap them at gunpoint. New tonight, deputies say that man had a history of harassing that woman. So this is 73-year-old Kerry Ensley. He is a real estate agent in Jeffco. Deputies say the couple walked past Ensley, who was leaned over tying his shoe when he held them at gunpoint. Now, that gun was actually later determined to be a stun gun, but still scary. They say Ensley put a nylon leash around the woman's neck. And deputies say if it wasn't for a man walking by who called 911, this could have ended much worse. And when deputies arrived, they tased Ensley after he pointed his stun gun at them. Our new developments tonight in the church shooting in Alabama. A third victim has died in the hospital due to her injuries. Police say a gunman opened fire inside St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Vestavia Hills, Alabama, Thursday night. They say the suspect, a 71-year-old man who occasionally attended services, acted alone. He's been taken into custody, and this is just the latest act of gun violence in this country. The Robb Elementary School massacre in Uvalde, the last of 21 victims being laid to rest today in the small Texan town. Senate negotiators working behind closed doors to draft legislation on gun reform, hoping to come to an agreement possibly this weekend. And the youngest Americans will soon finally get their COVID shots. Today, the FDA authorized COVID-19 vaccines for children as young as 6 months old. The CDC still has to sign off before kids under 5 can start getting vaccinated, and that all could happen within days. But the FDA's emergency youth authorization is enough for shipments to begin around the country. Facilities and healthcare providers that pre-order doses should get them as early as this weekend.
The weather looks fabulous up in the high country for our Saturday afternoon. I'll let you know what it'll look like here for the metro area coming up.
People who think that we're actually putting our stamp on this and telling people who they should vote for really hurts our integrity.
Republicans crying foul over deceptive ads ahead of the primary.
It's a dead bang campaign finance violation.
We look at the attempt to sway conservative voters and whether it's too late to stop before the election. Plus, busting a move to better your mood, how dork dancing is nurturing mental health in Denver.
Dancing out in public is a very vulnerable thing to do, and so it's a really unique social setting to meet with people and connect.